we've calculated an equals 7 to the n plus 2n plus 1 over 7 to the n, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you calculate. This is our last homework. After that, I want to tell you something related to geometry. So here, this one and an you've reached, that is this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So calculate the answer of this problem, okay?
I got 7 to the 2018 minus 1 over 6, and then minus 2016
It is s or 2s plus 1.
for 2s plus 1.
plus 1 is what? Can you say it again?
7 to the power of 2018 minus 1, all of that divided by 6, and then subtract 2017.
This part?
Yeah.
Minus 1 over. I'm not sure. I don't think it is this. You have careless mistake. Want hint?
Um,
Let's try together. Let me just ask you something. Can you tell me 1 plus r squared to r to the n is what?
it's r to the n plus 1 minus 1 over r minus 1.
Yes. But sometimes we have coefficient, and also for other identities we can use that. Say, okay, first one is r to the 0, 0 times r to the 0 plus 1 times r to the 1 plus 2 times r squared, 2n times r to the n. This one is what?
Um,
Calculate this.
I don't really know.
1/10?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to tell you a method that useful also in other identities. For example, like acoustic identity or something else. You can say, I start from here, r to the 1 plus r squared, r to the n. Then you write from r squared to r to the n. Then you start from r cubed, r to the n, and last
This
one,
is what I
r to the
tried to
n.
do. This is
We
what I
can
tried
call
to
it, for
do.
example, for ourselves, triangular, for example, method.
Yeah, this is what I tried to do.
Okay, so let's calculate. Do you agree it's exactly previous one? For example, it is part A, part B. It is exactly part A for n minus 1 when we multiply by r. Because if you factor from r, do you agree it will be exactly previous identity? So it will be what then?
The r times r to the n minus 1 over r minus 1.
What about next row?
It would be r squared times 1 added all the way to r to the n minus 2.
Yes, and if you calculate, it will be what?
R squared times r to the n minus 1 over r minus 1.
What about next row?
R cubed times r to the n minus 2 minus 1 over r minus 1.
Yes, if I want to write last row with this form, it will be what?
R to the n times r minus 1 over r minus 1.
Exactly. And now, this one is what? R to the n plus 1 minus 1 over r minus 1, right? This one is what? R minus r, sorry. Minus r over
Yeah.
this. Next one, r to the n plus 1 minus r squared over r minus 1, right? Next one is what? If we expand.
R to the power of n plus 1 minus r cubed over r plus minus 1.
And what about last row?
R to the n minus r to the n. R to the n plus 1 minus r to the n over r to the r minus 1.
Exactly. And now if we add all these terms, how we can factor from 1 over r minus 1 for addition. How many r to the n plus 1 are there?
N.
Yes, because the first one is r to the 1, r squared to r to the n. N terms we have, each of them has rn plus 1. Then minus what? R plus r squared to r to the n, right? Okay, so it will be 1 over r minus 1. N times n rm plus 1. This part will be what? Minus what?
Minus r times r to the n minus 1 over r minus 1.
This?
R to the n minus 1.
Yes. Okay, so we can say this part is this. If we consider, for example, r plus 2r squared 2nr to the n is n r n plus 1 over r minus 1 minus r n plus 1 minus r over r minus 1 squared, right? And we can check, for example, let's check n2 to see, or let's check n1 to see do we have careless mistake or not. R equals what if you replace n with 1?
Then it's just r to the n. It's r to the 2
Over r minus
r
1
minus 1.
minus.
R to the 2 minus r over r minus 1 squared.
So we can say r minus 1 squared r squared times r minus 1 minus r squared minus r, right?
Yeah.
R cubed minus r squared. So is it correct? R, if you factor from r, it will be what? R squared minus what? Minus r minus 2r plus 1 over r minus 1
Divide by
squared,
r
which is
minus 1.
correct, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you can also check N2. Let's check one more case to make sure. R plus 2r squared equals 2r cubed over, let me write this, r minus 1 squared, r minus 1 minus r cubed plus r, right? Right, again, if we factor from r, it will be what? 2r cubed. Then what? Minus 2r squared. Here,
this?
minus 2 minus 3. Minus 3 r cubed, right? And then because we factor from r squared plus 1 over r minus 1 squared, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it will be what? If we cancel r with this r and these two, 1 plus. So we want to prove 1 plus 2r times r squared minus 2r plus 1 equals 2r cubed minus 3r squared plus 1 if we cross multiply, right? So if we check coefficients, 2r cubed plus 2r squared minus 4r squared minus 3r squared, for r it will be okay and it will be 1. Okay, so we have this. You can memorize, but the most important part is this part, okay? So now that we have this, let's calculate the thing that problem wants, and then we will apply that. Control C. Control V. Okay, so it says S is sigma of this part. So let's calculate sigma of this part first. N equals 1 to 27. Let's calculate this part first. I call this one, for example, A. AN. Okay, then we divide by 2 and we cancel floor. So it will be what? It will be 7 to the 1 plus 7 squared to 7. Last one is 7 to the what?
7 to the n. 7 to 2017.
Yes, plus 3 over 7 cubed, right?
Yeah.
Plus, next one is what? Well, let's write it like this. 2 times 1 plus 1 over 7 cubed. Plus 2 times 2 plus 1 over what?
Wait, why is there 7 cubed?
Sorry. 7 to the 1. Okay. Next one is 2 times 2 plus 1, 7 squared, right?
Yeah.
Last one is what?
2 times 2017 plus 1 over 7 to 2017.
Okay. The first part is easy. We can say it is what? The first bracket.
7 to the, it's 7 to 2018 minus 1 over 6.
Yes, we can say 7 times 7 to 2017.
Oh, but you need to subtract 1.
Minus 1 over 6, agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, now plus.
Can you add?
What?
Just like add 1. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing, yeah.
Oh, yes, also with that.
Like
next one, you can say, okay, we can separate, split into two parts. The first part is 1 over 7 plus 1 over 7 squared to 1 over 7 to the 27th, right?
Wait, but isn't the second part going to be less than 1?
What do you mean second part less than 1?
Because it's asking for the floor, right? So the first part's going to be an integer.
The first part, you mean this?
Yeah, that's an integer.
Yes, you say this is not integer?
No, it is integer. It is an integer. I'm saying the second part with all the fractions, isn't that the part that we get rid of when once we floor it?
So second part, you mean this part? Which part second you mean?
Like with all the fractions, like all the fractions.
This part?
Yeah.
Okay, you say this part is what?
Less than 1.
This part is less than 1. Why it's less than 1?
Because the denominators like all get really exponentially large.
Yes. So if we divide by 2, and also we divide by 2, right?
Yeah.
This part is even, right? No, this part is odd, right?
It is odd, yeah.
So it's not important that it is less than 1 or not. It is important because we divide by 2, we have 1/2 here, right?
Yeah.
When we divide by 2, so we should see, is it, if it is greater than 1, then when we divide by 2, what happens?
Then it'll be another 1/2. And the other side also has a 1/2, which is
So we should check this part is greater than what or not?
greater than 1.
Okay, so you say it's not greater than 1, right?
I don't think it is, but yeah.
Okay, so if we prove that, let's check. First fraction is what? 3/7, right? It is
Yeah.
around 1/2 of it. And
Yeah.
let's approximate it. This one is what? 5/49, 5/50. This one around 1 to 1/10, right?
Yeah.
Next one is 7/7 cube, 1/49. For example, 1/50, around this. So here, for example,
Why is
5
it 1 over
plus 1, 6
7 over
over,
343?
we cannot reach 1. Okay, if we solve like this, if we don't calculate and say, okay, this part, for example, we consider this, and then let's divide by 2. It will be what? 7/2018 minus 7/12, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, now fractional part of this is what?
1/2. Oh no. Actually, it's gonna hard to tell. Well, this should be a. This should just be an odd integer. Wait. It should be an integer and then add 1/2. So it should be 1/2, I think.
So the fractional part will be what then?
1/2.
No, sorry, not fraction. I mean this part is what? Integer part is what?
Oh. Um. I mean, you take the original fraction and you subtract 1 and divide by 2. So it should be 7 to the 2018 minus 1 over 6. And then you minus 1 again. And then you divide by 2.
Can you tell me again? 7 to the 2018 minus what?
Okay, so 7 to the 2018. I'll just minus 1 here. So minus, it should be minus 14. No, not 14. I can't do math. Minus 13. Because it's 7 negative 7 and minus 6.
So let's do something. Because here, when you calculate, I agree that we don't need to calculate this part. But your last answer was wrong. Okay. So try to calculate 2s plus 1 again. Your previous answer was wrong. Try to calculate again 2s plus 1. Because it's not something to answer in a second or guess. Try to calculate it, don't rush, and find 2s plus 1.
Solve S or solve 2S plus 1?
2s plus 1.
Okay. 7 to the 2017 minus 7 over 6.
Can you say it again?
7 to the 2017 minus. Oh, no, not 17. 2008. 7 to the 2018 minus 7 over 6.
Yes, now it's correct. In previous case, you said minus 1 over 6 minus 2017, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you this part. Here, when we calculate, for example, this part that you said less than 1/2 or less than 1, it was x. So when you divide this by 2, it will be plus x over 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that, or let's write it like this, it's better to write 7 to the 2018 minus 1 over minus 7 over 6 plus x over 2. And we know this part is here we have 1/2, so it will be, let's write like this. 7 to the 2018 minus 7 over 6. It is odd number when we divide by 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can say what? We can say, let's write it like this. Minus 1 plus 1 plus x over 2. Now, do you agree this part is even, right?
Yeah.
And we know that 1 plus x over 2 is from 0 to 1, right?
Yeah.
And this part is even. So this part has no effect when you divide by 2. So it is equal to 7 to the 2018 minus 7, or we can say minus 7. Okay, let's write it. Over 12 minus 1/2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we say 2s plus 1, it is our s. 2s plus 1 is what? We multiply this. Minus 1 plus 1 will be cancelled, so it will be 7 to the 2018 minus 7 over 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any question about this?
No.
Okay, it was problem 19. And okay, I told you all. Let me tell you something in geometry.